Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Mid-South Wrestling Review Series. April 23rd, 1983 is the episode for today. And my goal is to have at least a couple more months up today, be somewhere in the summer months by the end of today. And obviously finish out 83 by the end of the week. That's the goal anyway. Would like to start something new in January, early January, if I can get there, but who knows what the schedule is going to hold. This is, after all, usually my busy season for my various jobs, so that's kind of challenging a little bit, just to balance everything. Obviously, trying to make this and my other YouTube channel into income sources so I can give back to charity a little bit more and do some really cool things. And thank you for your help with that. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That would help towards that goal. And anyway, the April 23rd edition of Mid-South continues a lot of stories, ongoing new talents, and that as we kind of continue to see the descent of Mr. Olympia and King Kong Bundy looking for more challenges, and other things there. Mr. Olympia against Mike Jackson is your first match of the episode, and obviously Olympia with Skandor Akbar now. Akbar's range certainly growing. Ted DiBiase alongside Olympia as well. Mike Jackson, a relative newcomer in the area. Olympia now a heel for a couple of months, maybe a little less than that, but step over by Olympia with the arm drag and kind of goes pretty aggressive with things. And Olympia tries with the shoulder tackle and again, and hard shot. And the crossbody attempted by Jackson, kicks by Olympia. Olympia manages to take down and go for some more aggressive stuff. Jackson out the back door in a hurry, but not with the gusto that he might like to have. Big power slam, body slam combination by Olympia. Olympia now going back to the sleeper hold, gets the victory there. Tony Zane and Butch Reed up next, and Butch Reed obviously going to be a big force in Mid-South through at least part of 83. He's still here. I'm up to, I think, July of 83, and he's still here there. So Tony Zane with the full Nelson. Reed busts out of that. Hard tackle by Zane, and Reed up and over. Beautiful drop kick. Doesn't catch him all the way with it, but the timing on the bump and all of that, that's the other thing too. If you can make timing look good, sometimes the glow only has to be glancing. Atomic drop by Reed. Reed then manages a leaping forearm among other things, and he goes right to town, and some hard pullovers and snapmares and the like. Reed really trying to get everything he can out of every movement he can make and muster, and goes for the tackles, keeping going pretty aggressively, assertively here, and Reed managing to send his opponent into the buckle on both sides and breaking things down pretty assertively, aggressively here. Anyway, Zane tries to fire back with a few weak shots. Doesn't really work for him all that well. Double punch by Reed, and Reed manages to try to hold his own. Big shoulder tackle, gets the victory. 1, 2, 3. Butch Reed successful. Frank Levent facing Tiger Conway Jr. Conway Jr., of course, now a former tag team champion. The new tandem of Olympia and DiBiase are your tag team champions at the moment, I do believe. And so Levent, not exactly a guy who's going to, knock anybody's socks off. Conway Jr., though, has kind of come along and been shocking. It's interesting because Bill Watts, everybody says, because of a couple of comments he made that were taken in interesting context, that he's racist, but he does feature a lot of African American stars. And so, from JYD to Master G later and Tiger Conway Jr., Ernie Ladd, I don't think Watts can be considered racist as much as he can be considered stubborn with business practices. But anyway, he probably would not be as accepted today. A lot of his belief systems as they were in the 80s. Anyway, drop toe holds and basic stuff. Conway Jr. takes Levent out of the corner and big back body drop, and again hits the diving shoulder block, shoulder tackle, and hard roll through, kind of a head scissors takeover, 1, 2, 3, and Conway Jr. gets a victory there. Black Ninja, Mr. Wrestling 2. Interesting kind of run through there as Wrestling 2. Usually a mid-card to upper card challenge. And Nagasaki has not been kind of put in that role in this promotion in a while. So, side headlock takeover. And continuation there. And then, hard shots, and we continue to see the shots by Mr. Wrestling 2 kind of take precedence. Obviously, his knee left a big deal. A lot of groundwork by Wrestling 2, holding front face lock for good number of minutes, and a attempted cheating victory by Kendo Nagasaki. Wrestling 2's foot over the bottom rope and tries to get the victory anyway. Misses the kick, short knee lift by Wrestling 2. He goes after Akbar. He's had problems with Akbar for quite a number of months, and so kind of that continues here. Hard shots and the run off Kamala, and Wrestling 2 managing to take care of just about everybody. Little Tokyo and Ivan versus Cowboy Lang and Lone Eagle in a midgets contest. Ivan the Terrible, not a individual I've seen, not under that name. I think I've seen him under a different name. But obviously, Lone Eagle doing a Native American gimmick, Cowboy Lang doing a cowboy gimmick, and they do. I like midgets wrestling in the sense of a comedy act, but that's all it's meant to be. Unfortunately, for the talent who probably, these guys are just as athletic as their main counterparts, and given a serious division, should they have ever been given one, they could have done a lot more. Little Tokyo, a rather big name. One of the little people manages to trip over himself, and they do the basic comedy spots, tie up the ref and other things. Odd to see them come in for April. Maybe an Easter card, something like that, Easter week or something like that. I don't know where we were in 1983 in relation to holidays or anything substantial happening. Anyway, all four midgets in the ring. They do the kick the referee spot and stomp on the referee, and a lot of comedy stuff. Nothing really to cover here because the match is inconsequential. But the one of the little people hit the sunset flip, get the victory. King Kong Bundy, Randy Barber up next, and really yet another one-sided match. Bundy with a bunch of forearms and release body slams, and he's kind of mocking the man, looking at him, saying, "Hey, let's go here," and hard shots, and we see Bundy with the big avalanche in the corner and the big splash. 5 count demanded. 1, 2, 3. Your last match of the program, Bill Irwin and Rip Rogers against Tim Horner and Art Cruz. I don't know if Horner and Cruz are supposed to be a regular team, but it looks like they become one by default. Wild Bill Irwin having the whip. Rogers and Cruz manage to square off a little bit. Horner comes in and takes over. He's still the young rookie-ish guy. Irwin cuts him off. Few cheating tactics. Tag off to Rip Rogers. Rogers with more of the technical wrestling mixed with cheating, whereas power coming from Irwin, at least for this match with the guys that are in there. Rogers manages to do the kind of falling diving knee and cut off of the ring on Cruz, and the tandem of Irwin and Rogers really kind of in control. Rogers gets spun around, whipped into the corner, an atomic drop, kind of hanging there, hanging style, and then a roll up by Rogers, 1-2, and kind of gets a modified, almost modified victory. Doesn't get all he wants from it, and the match does not end here, but Irwin comes in, snaps over Cruz, and Irish whip, and a big kick right under the chin, and a tag off. Hard shots by Horner. Horner gets cut off with rakes to the eyes and the like, and big use of the boot and the knee pad, and we do not get a victor here as the match continues past the time limit of the program as we move towards the end of April here in 1983. We'll be back with more right after this.